it's Isabel, and today I'm here with my friend Maria. We're going to be doing a video on what it's like being a commuter student. I go to a CUNY, and Maria,
I go to NYU.
was a commuter my whole college career. I'm a junior now, we're both juniors. I did dorm in Beijing, so I have like some sort of like dorm experience.
So I dormed my freshman year at Reuben Hall. My first semester of my sophomore year, I studied abroad in Florence, Italy, and there I stayed in a homestay.
Yeah, so she has like the two kind of dorming experiences.
Oh, and I currently commute now.
Yes.
Yeah.
First question is, what is a commuter student? So a commuter student is somebody who commutes back and forth going from their home to their school. You like make the commute every day to go to school. Why did you choose to be a commuter? So for me, the answer was kind of answered already because I already knew I wanted to go to a school in the city, and since I live in Manhattan, it wouldn't really make sense for me to pay to dorm, especially since the dorms of my school are like kind of far away from the actual campus. I would have to take a subway still. It just made sense for me to commute.
For me, I just didn't want to pay the money anymore. It's very expensive and it's unnecessary because I live in Manhattan, and so I live like a 20-minute bike ride away from school. Why would I pay to dorm when I actually live right next to, like 5 minutes away from one of the dorms? So it's like I'm practically dorming, you know? Like it just...
Yeah, honestly. That kind of goes into our next question. How long is your commute? My commute is about 45 minutes. Not too bad. Once I'm on the subway, it's really like about 15, 20 minutes. Like less than an hour.
Commute, like I said, is like a 20-minute bike ride. If I walk, it's about 35 minutes to 40 minutes. If I take the school shuttle, it's about a 5-minute walk to the bus station, a 10-minute bus ride, assuming it comes on time. 15 minutes, yeah.
So our next question is, what is the worst thing about being a commuter? For me, I would have to say the worst thing about being a commuter is definitely waking up early, because since you do have to commute, you have to like wake up extra early before your class and get ready, and also to do the actual commuting. I think that would be the worst thing, honestly, for me.
I can't really speak to that because I mean, you also just, it's more effective if you wake up early. I feel like commuting is good because it makes you get up early as opposed to just sleeping in when you're dorming, so I actually think that's a good thing. The worst thing for me is definitely my mom asking me
Oh my god.
who I'm with, where I'm going, how long I'm gonna be out, a bunch of stuff, and I'm just getting dinner with a friend, and she'll just ask a bunch of these questions. She'll constantly call me, and it's really overbearing, and you always constantly feel like you're being watched, like a kid, basically.
Yeah, I can attest to that, or whatever. What's the word?
Attest,
yeah.
yeah.
I can attest to that. We've been out before, and her mom just calls her at like at 9:30 and be like, "Where are you?" And she's like, "We're just hanging out."
Yeah, and if I don't answer, she'll call my friends. Isabel can also attest to that.
I can.
And ask them where I am, and then text me again and be like, I'm gonna call the police.
Our next question, do you feel like you're missing out on the college experience? To be honest, when I was a freshman, yeah, I really did feel like I was missing out on the freshman or like the college experience because I was still living at home. It was basically like high school. Now I kind of like got over it, you know, freshman year is all like fun or whatever, but now since like we're juniors, it's more serious. And also I realized that there's no like one singular college experience, especially for my college experience. I've been doing a lot of traveling for my majors. So I feel like I definitely have a unique one. I go to college in the city, and then I go to like China and all these places, so I definitely think that my college experience is just not wasted or anything.
College is not one singular experience, and as you get more into college, you'll realize it doesn't really matter. Like, if you dorm, great. If you don't, great. Like, especially in New York, no one really cares. Everyone's doing their own thing anyway.
Yeah.
Am I really missing out? I don't really think I'm missing out on much. I think it's more of a choice. I mean, maybe I can't go out as late as I used to, but I think it's kind of a good thing because it's like holding me back from, you know, spending too much time outside and really allowing myself to focus on things that I need to focus on. So I can't see that there's really that bad of a thing other than the whole overbearing parent thing.
Next question is, what is the best part about being a commuter? Having like the opportunity to kind of get your alone time. Because for me as an introvert, I really value my alone time and I like having my own space and not having to like work my way around like roommates. And even if you get close to them, you're in like a small room, and just I never felt like I had true alone time when I was like in Beijing. Just a lot. Like when I'm home, I feel home and I'm comfortable and I have my own space. So I definitely like that aspect of it. That's the best part for me.
I definitely agree with the privacy. When I was dorming, I was living with 2 other girls in one room, sharing a bathroom and a closet. And even when I was abroad, I still had a roommate. I have my own room now. It's great to just come home and get to lay on your bed and play music aloud, watch TV aloud, like just things that you may take for granted when you're at home. But when you're dorming, you have to put in headphones, you have to be considerate, you have to shower quickly, dress quickly, make sure people don't touch your stuff. Like it's things that you may not think about until you're actually in it.
You're never like fully comfortable.
Yeah, and there's like good parts to it that I guess compensate for that. Just it's not like commuting's bad and dorming is good. There's a good and bad thing to everything. Yeah.
It's just you have to figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
So our last and final bit, tips for people considering commuting. So for me, if you're a commuter student or thinking about commuting, I would definitely say talk to the people in your classes. Believe it or not, yeah, you can definitely make friends when you're a commuter. Yes, it might be a little more difficult, but at the same time, it's not impossible. I met one of my closest friends from college in my English class in freshman year, and I did not like expect I was gonna meet like a really good friend, and now we're like closest friends. Like, yeah, just honestly start talking to them. We just randomly were talking about like our essays or whatever because the teacher was like, oh, turn and talk. So like it was kind of like it wasn't voluntary, I guess, but at the same time it worked for the better, and we just continued to talk after that. So just talk to the people in your classes. I promise you there's definitely people who are in the same boat as you.
I definitely should do that more myself. I like me, and you're not really sure, and your lecture's like 300 people. You don't really know what to say. I would suggest joining clubs. A lot of my friends are from my first year dorming experience, so as a commuter from the start, if you want to make friends, join a club. Find if your school maybe has a commuter community. Why you has a commuter group. It's mandatory actually for certain events for first year commuters that they go and meet people. Definitely meet people that way. Join clubs, find your interests. It's easier to connect with people where you share similar interests, and keep in contact with them. In a big school, you may not see them for like the whole semester.
So I hope you guys enjoyed listening to our experiences being commuter students.
Yeah.
Just remember, there's no one single college experience, and it really depends if you're thinking about being a commuter. You just have to think, is this right for me? Because there's really no right or wrong. And for me, I can say, yeah, Hunter is where I'm supposed to be. I'm in a really good program that I love. I'm glad with what I picked. What about you?
Definitely, you hit all those points, and I would say study abroad for a semester if you are sick of commuting. Like, just change it up a bit.
And you have to dorm, obviously, when you're studying abroad.
On homestay, that was an experience. That was like, it's different from dorming, but still.
Yeah, we can do a whole different video about like our experiences studying abroad if you want. But for now, thank you guys for watching our experience being commuter students, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.